Hi, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Gig Economy podcast. First up, Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. You can call them at 532-6600 or schedule service online, irvines.com. They are the studio sponsor of the Gig Economy podcast, and we cannot thank them enough. Please go in for an oil change, a tie rod change. Do you change a tie? Yeah, I guess you would. You can't repair a tie rod. I think you change it. But anyways, they've been supportive for us. Please go there and use their service, and that helps us and helps them. That's how the relationship works. So I appreciate if you would do that. 532-6600 or irvines.com. Also, I just want to throw it out there that if you are interested in starting a podcast, we have a production company. Well, not the Gig Economy podcast, but Jesper, Jason, and Ben, if you remember Ben from back in the day. HeyGuysMediaGroup.com. We can help you get your podcast started, or if you already have a podcast, we can help you edit it and those kind of things. Post your host, all sorts of things from HeyGuysMediaGroup.com. Please send us an email or go to the site, fill out a contact form, and we'll get back to you and see how we can help you. HeyGuysMediaGroup.com. And then, of course, Patreon. Patreon.com/the Gig Econ podcast or Gig Econ. I don't know. I can't ever remember. They only give you a certain amount of letters. Just go to patreon.com and search the Gig Economy podcast. It will pop up. $5 tier, $10 tier. $5 gets you the pre-show banner. $10 tier gets you an extra podcast a month, the pre-show banner. And on your third month of the $10 tier, you get a t-shirt from the Gig Economy podcast. So go ahead and check it out. We really appreciate it. And enjoy the show. Whoops, that was a little delay there. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Gig Economy podcast. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This studio is sponsored by Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV.
I wasn't going to say anything. You never want me to interrupt at these things. Don't put me on the spot.
Oh, Steve's like, you're late at 8:59. Yeah, bro. 8:59 is not late. If you could do me a favor and share everything to all your social medias, we would appreciate it so much. Yeah. Everything Gig Economy related is gigeconomy-podcast.com, or in the description there is a link tree, which a link tree is all the links for us, so you don't even have to go to the website if you don't want to, but we want you to.
So, Megan, I'm sorry. Yes, still haven't talked to you. There's actually a story behind that. My old neighbor is having the black car right now, and she actually took it in for an oil change. I'm sorry, Megan. It wasn't my fault. I didn't mean to.
No one asked for your story.
Well, she said she hadn't talked to you yet.
Yes. And I want to give a shout out to our Patreon members, our new ones, Chris from Grand Rapids, Eddie from Houston. And then, of course, Leo from Detroit, Steve from Colorado, Samson from Grand Rapids, Larry from Bowling Green, Janet from New Zealand, the country, and Keith from Georgia. Oh, he's not from Georgia. He moved to Indiana. I'm going to change that right now, because if I don't do it now.
He moved.
He did.
I feel bad. I never called Megan.
You should feel bad.
Should have called Megan.
You should have. We'd love for you to join our Telegram group. We just had a couple new members this week. If you go to again, in the description, there's a link. It's a messaging app. You can talk to drivers all over the country, mostly Michigan, Michigan, Tennessee, St. Louis, North Carolina. No, is he from South or North? No, John's from Greensboro, North Carolina. But anyways, we'd love for you to join. That would be incredible. Also, I want to give a shout out to Steve from Rideshare Rodeo, who we will be on together. We're starting, it's, Steve, what's the damn site? We're going to be on a radio show, a call-in show on Friday nights from, I don't know, 7 to 9 or 8 to 10. We promise we are professionals. Yeah. It's called TNC Radio. If you search TNC Radio online, you'll be able to find it. But there's going to be a call-in show, so we can be like, if you want to call in and talk about certain things, whatever. Kind of like this show, commenting, but you can actually talk.
Somebody call in and ask about the damn bottle.
The pee bottle?
The pee bottle.
Hey, I'll talk about it. I'll definitely talk about it. But yeah, it's going to be every Friday night. Steve and I, and then one other gentleman, we might not be on all the time. At least be one of us. Could not be both of us. Who knows? But it's going to be Friday night. We don't have the exact time yet, but we'll blast it out. But we'd love to have callers, and that would be great.
Absolutely.
So, Jesper.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm okay.
All right. Before we get into it, did you do any gig work lately?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I'm watching all the new exciting gig things going on, though.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
But
A lot of things
any.
going on.
So it's the constant battle in my mind with, for the new platforms, what's going to actually be worth it? What is just too much hassle for what it feels like it's worth and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I still don't really enjoy delivering. And so it's that.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, John and I were bitching about, I am on the struggle bus, GoPuff, and how they weren't emailing back. There's no way to reset your password on their app. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. So they finally emailed me back. They're like, oh, yeah, they didn't answer my question. I needed to change my password. They're like, oh, Jason, thanks for your interest in GoPuff. We're not launching in Grand Rapids until 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they've already pushed it back. And I'm like, replied back, I just need my password reset, crickets. So that's my update with GoPuff.
Oh, they need to go puff.
Yeah, they do. All right, before we jump into news, let's talk about our studio sponsor, Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Megan's online tonight. If you have a mechanics question, you can ask it right in the comment. Megan will not answer it for you, but she'll give it to her service advisor, Bruce, and he can answer it.
Absolutely.
I don't know if they'll do it real time because Bruce is probably into some Coors Light or something. I don't know if he drinks at all.
Hey, that's not a very nice
I know.
assumption to make.
I'll just say White Claws like Megan.
And by the way, if you drink beer, why would you drink Coors Light?
Oh.
That makes no sense.
Oh. Coors Light is gross. I'm sorry if you like the banquet beer, but
banquet beer.
The last time I drank Coors Light, I got shit-faced at a wedding, and it was not fun. Anyways, 532-6600 to schedule service. You can talk to Bruce, Megan, or Jamie, or irvines.com. You can schedule everything online. You don't have to talk to anybody. Well, you'll eventually have to talk to somebody because Bruce will call you and say, hey, this is what's wrong with your car.
Talk to them on the phone.
Pay it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pay us $5,000 to fix this. Just kidding. That's way too much. But anyways,
it's worth $5,000.
That's true.
Maybe,
good point.
Good
point. So yeah, I'm going to get my car in there soon. I'm starting gig work probably a couple weeks. God, we're almost in October in like 2 days. So
ridiculous.
Got about 3.5 weeks of work left, and looking for that. Oh boy,
Megan sees it feels like a you problem more than a Coors problem. That is true.
Oh, freaking Coors sucks.
It's all that beer. Like it might as well be water.
Well, I'm going to answer a few questions, DG. Hang on one second. Yeah, once craft beer came along, it's like, I don't want to drink this. Even if it's free, I'm like, man, I'm good. I'll drink water.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
what's the purpose of drinking those stupid beers?
Just to get shit-faced.
But it's not even worth it.
Ugh. Well, if you just want to get drunk.
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't care about the taste, by the fourth Coors Light, they taste pretty good.
I'm telling you, like this is probably 10 years ago. I bought a case of Miller Lite because I was so cheap. It took me probably 5 months to get rid of a case, and I ended up using the rest of it for beer brand.
Oh, well, that's perfect. That's perfect for Coors Light.
This was Miller Lite.
Miller Lite. Yeah, it's perfect for both of them. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading. DG, sorry, is GoPuff like Instacart? Not really. So, I mean, Instacart's kind of expanded a little bit, but you don't do any shopping for GoPuff. You go to a warehouse, and then they have it all ready for you, and you just pick it up. So,
right.
I think it's a good gig. They've grown too fast, too quick, and I have heard great things about them, but I think I would like it, but I don't know.
So, I thought the big thing they ended in, I mean, right now it's too late, right? But a lot of things they said here in Grand Rapids, Michael, wasn't it that they were going to be doing alcohol on the GoPuff?
I'm not sure. I don't remember reading that, but
okay.
Why wouldn't you?
Right. Well, yeah, but it's also too late now, right? Because now the other big guys are doing alcohol, right? Uber is doing it now, and so is Chips. So
and DoorDash,
right?
Which we talked on the last
DoorDash,
show, and then there's Drizzly. There's a ton of apps now.
Is Drizzly in Grand Rapids yet?
I don't know. I heard Zane advertising it, so I assume it is.
Maybe.
But anyways, hi Laura, thanks for chiming in. All right, we're gonna jump into how much this person paid to go pee-pee. It's a video. Hang on.
To go pee-pee.
I mean, that's what it was. Shit. There we go.
Oh. Don't play with me.
Oh, okay. I will not. No way.
I gotta play.
Okay. Okay.
Don't play with me, though. I give him 100. Let's see. I will see right now. Fuck yeah. Bitch, I don't play.
No, I just don't feel like getting into a relationship right now.
Bitch, I don't give a fuck what a relationship is. But I gotta pee and I'm pissing.
Listen.
This is what we're doing, man.
Nikki, I straight pay that dude $100 to let us pee. $100 motherfucking dollars. I got 2 kids. You know what $100 to pay for that?
Oh, so you're a terrible mom.
Okay.
Anyways, so that was fun. If you listen real closely, you could hear the pee-pee hitting the...
Her children are not eating the rest of the week, but she got to pee in the grass, so this is great.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, you're getting an echo on the video? Okay, yeah, that's probably why they mute us. I unmuted us so we could talk, but... Yeah, how much have you guys got paid to do things? Now, okay, let's be clean. I mean, when I'm talking about with a passenger, you get in, the passenger gets in and they're like, here's $50, do this, or wait here. I've never really experienced that. I mean, I've had people, I guess, waiting. I've had people say, here's $20, will you wait 15 minutes? But I haven't had that. That seems like an incredible...
There was once that somebody, offered me $60 to wait 15 minutes for them to be done.
Bow chicka wow wow?
Yes.
Do you
but I didn't do it because I thought it was too close to 2 o'clock. So I figured I was good that I knew it was a completely bust. So I should have done it.
Oh, damn. That $60 would have been worth it. Do you remember Kevin from the group back in the day?
Yep.
He had a story where he took somebody, and he may have talked about it because he's been on the show once or twice. He took somebody up to Morley, all the way to Morley, so he could like have sex with his girlfriend.
Okay.
And I remember him describing it, how like he thought they fell asleep, and then they would wake up, and he'd come out and give them more money, and then he was just like sitting there waiting, and finally they never came out, and he just left. Like, it's like, I gotta go. Like, I've been here for a couple hours. It was something like that. I'm sure I embellished a little bit, but anyways.
I don't know. Yeah, I think who was it that told me that story? So it was from the airport. I don't know if it was one of the guys out there at the airport or if it was one of the in the group, but he got paid to basically a rich couple flew in just to look at a spot up in North Traverse City. So he drove them up there, looked at the spot, and drove them back.
Like right away?
Yeah. And then it was just they flew in so they could see whether or not they wanted to put an offer in on the land. So
have they heard of the internet?
I don't know. But
oh my gosh! And then there was Chris Postumus that did that dog one where he went and got that dog for amount of money, which was nuts.
Boy, it was the funniest thing. Pulls up, open the garage door, get the dog out.
I know that guy will do anything for money because
let's be real.
Well, almost anything for money. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, let's know what the craziest thing you guys are getting paid for. Not just a tip, but what have you guys done that really something that people are giving you good money for, right? So
good money for.
All
right, moving on. Jesper, this is a problem that I think we have from time to time.
So this is a Lyft, I think it is. Basically, somebody contacting Andrea, I guess. Can you take 2 bikes? This is on text. And he goes, no, I'm sorry, but I do not have a bike rack. Please cancel. But you have a big car. Ding dong.
No, I don't think it's ding dong. I think it's like, you have a big car, ding dong.
Yeah,
like,
I know,
idiot.
Yeah. My car is not equipped to transport bicycles safely. Please cancel the ride. So basically, I would do the same thing, right? Even I have the van. I can put the seat down. What do I care? But no, you're not putting 2 bikes in my van.
Well, it's just the thought of like getting these dirty bikes in the van. Like, we're not a moving service.
No.
I don't care if I have an SUV. I'm not picking up your bikes.
No.
Now, have I picked up a bike before? I have. The guy had a flat.
Right.
And
but there's a difference between being nice and being assumed.
Yeah.
Like this is just why you are driving around for. So, be at my every,
beck and call.
Yeah, I know. Like, no, fuck. Excuse me, no.
Yeah, I actually appreciate you saying that because it's like more the attitude of the
absolutely
of the person.
The attitude.
If she was super nice, he may have done it. I don't know. I don't think I would have. Like, even if just texting that way, if I respond back saying, no, I'm sorry, I don't have a bike rack, she should say, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And not,
Bye-bye.
you have a big car, ding dong.
Right.
Idiot.
Yeah. You are not going anywhere with me.
Yeah, there was somebody. Oh God, I'm so thinking about so many stories tonight. But all right, next up, Steve can
You don't
try.
have to stop yourself.
Yeah, I probably should
No, I
tonight.
said you don't have to stop yourself.
I know,
We
but-
have time. It's only 16 minutes.
I know.
We're good.
I know. I shouldn't stop myself.
I know.
So, Steve, if Steve's online still, he can chime in on this because I think he interviewed the CEO. But this is a company called Solo. It's only available in Seattle. And you're like, ugh, why are you talking about this? What it basically does is it takes all your data and sells it. No, I'm trying to get the CEO or somebody on to talk about it. But basically, you get, your credentials to DoorDash, Uber, and Lyft.
Right.
And you give them everything and they analyze the data and they say, okay, on Monday from 12 to 2, this is your most profitable hour or 2 hours. And you're more profitable on Uber than anything else. So we want you to drive those 2 hours. If you do, you're guaranteed a certain amount. Now, I could be I'm paraphrasing a lot of this a little bit, and we'll be more clear if we can do that. But basically, it's just being more efficient, and they're showing you where you're more. Because like we get all these rides, we say, "Oh, I had a great day," but where exactly were you when you had those great hours? You know what I mean?
Right.
Was it Grubhub? Was it DoorDash or whatever? So I think it's great. This could help, just like all the other tools like Driver Utility Helper and those kind of things.
But now, how much data do they need for it to be accurate? I mean, because obviously, there's no way they can be accurate with a driver who's driven for 2 weeks, right? That's not gonna.
No,
You need
there's
there's some longevity there.
Yeah.
And then I mean, obviously, the follow-up question then becomes: if you have some longevity, don't you kind of know? I mean,
you do.
I mean, I guess there's people, and then there's people. So there's people who knows, and then there's the people like. Phew.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. That is actually a really good point because for the most part, I know where I make the most money.
Absolutely.
But I would be interested to see if maybe I'm off a little bit. Maybe I'm a little inaccurate, and this could.
Well, I think there was one big point here that you hadn't said yet because I interrupted you. Right? Is they guarantee it? Basically, it's the saying. So if you're finding that they are not right, they will pay out.
Yeah, the difference.
Right. That's your big difference there.
Right.
So that's how much they believe in their own product, which is really cool.
Yeah, and like I said, I talked to Steve about it, and he said it's like less than 1% they pay out. So they're pretty good at what they do.
Sure.
So it's I think an ex-Uber engineer, I think Steve said. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
If you find the golden, what's it called, the golden goose or whatever, and figure out how the algorithms work, that's great. More power to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Heather says, have you looked into the crypto rideshare companies coming up? There's one that launched mainly in India that made me see the potential.
I still don't know. I mean, I have crypto. I
Yeah.
have some, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't have tons. I just don't know if I really believe in it. I mean, so I've had I had several times where they called themselves crypto millionaires in my car. Who knows what the hell they were? They were probably just, rich playboys from Ada just kind of speaking there, whatever. And so, of course, I know that there's lots of people making tons of money on it.
Right.
I get it. It's not like I don't believe, I know it's there. I know it's not going anywhere.
Right.
But it's just, I don't know. It's just,
What's weird to me is
I would not invest thousands upon thousands of dollars in. Although I wish I today had bought like 10 Bitcoin.
we all wish we
15
would have
years
bought
ago.
Amazon in 1994 or whenever
I wish I would have been Bitcoin back when they were $200 each. I'm telling you.
I mean, been there, done that, right? But what I'm weird about is like all the different coins. Like I could wrap my mind around Bitcoin,
Right.
and then now there's Dogecoin and
Doge,
whatever, douche. That's
Doge,
what I call it.
Dogecoin. Yep.
And then there's a bunch of other ones, and I'm like, who do I believe? Where do I trust?
Well, and I think the other side that I have is, so let's say we have this, and now we have, cryptocurrency, Ubers and Lyfts, you can pay with crypto and that kind of stuff. The problem with that whole is the rates jumps up and down so much that how do you really know how much you're paying for a ride then? Because one day it's, I don't know. I mean, right now, I'm not afraid to say this, but right now my crypto balance is like 279, but last week it was 399. So
Well,
it's so volatile.
Yeah, and they need to dumb it down for us folks. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have the time to study.
No,
I'm
no.
interested. I've invested a little bit just for fun, and maybe,
Sure.
and we're talking play money, y'all. Like
Right.
$5-10 here and there. I'm not like thousands, but I just need it explained to me. I think if someone could explain it to me and it was a little bit more in layman's terms, but you're right about the flexibility. Like, you could go grab a ride in the morning, and then 2 hours later you're going to go back, and it's like, oh, you have insufficient funds. You're like, what the
Well, but I think it's the other way. It's the same way for the ride, for the person doing the ride, right, doing the service.
Yeah.
So one day that service is maybe it's $10, and another day, because of the volatility of the crypto coin,
Oh,
the same ride is now worth $25. I don't know. How do
Yeah.
you know how much you're gonna make?
I know. And then you have to trust that they're not screwing you over.
Right.
Like, I mean, not that I trust the government that not screwing me over with American money, but I get it. I know how much this cost. The company took this much out.
Right.
The transaction is complete. I'm satisfied.
Well, and that at least to a certain extent that what's worth $5 today is also going to be worth $5 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Give and take.
yes, not next year and the year after. No, we know that.
Yeah. But with Bitcoin, it's like by the second.
I know.
And what moves that needle? Oh my gosh, there's a Bitcoin show.
So, anyways, I just don't know if I'm quite ready to get paid in Bitcoin yet. I guess that's my or pay for services in Bitcoin. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think I am either.
It's fun to play with right now, but that's it.
Yeah.
I still wish I had like 10 Bitcoin in my account.
Well, I'm telling you, if you really want to learn, Chris Postumus, he's in the Telegram group. He would love to talk to you about Bitcoin, and he would tell
I'm
you.
sure.
Yeah, I just told him, you just let me know when the shit's going to hit the fan and when I should sell. That's what I told him.
As I said, I just lost half my Bitcoin value last week. So.
Did you?
But it's going to come up again.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean-
It's so stressful.
It's totally fine.
But Jesper,
Yes.
Biden's gig economy policy needs a rethink.
So now we're going to talk about just the fact that the gig economy is obviously here to stay, and it's been around for a lot longer than I think most people actually really realize that it has, because a lot of us think that gig economy kind of, it got really popular once it started being like app-based work. So that's your Lyft, your Uber, and all that kind of stuff. But actually, gig economy has been around for a lot longer. This article here says, all the way back to 2007 and maybe even before that. But the general gist of it is the fact that, and we all know this, I think, the workforce is changing.
Yep.
Right. And it's changing rapidly right now with all these app-based ways of making money. And so with that comes, of course, and we can't have this discussion and not have the discussion about AB5 and Proposal 22 and all that stuff, because it's the whole thing. So the article starts out by, it's an article in Smart Brief, and it basically starts out by saying that it's all about President Joe Biden and the U.S. Department of Labor, how they withdraw the rule from earlier that President Donald Trump and his administration put in place, that it was going to basically make it easier for gig economy companies to classify their workers as independent contractors as opposed to employees. So that's that whole difference, which this whole thing about proposal AB5, proposal 22, and all that stuff is whether or not a contract worker should be a independent contractor or should be an employee, and what that all goes with it. And I think we've all kind of talked a lot about those two things, AB5, Proposal 22, and what that involves, the benefits and stuff. But some of the things that I would like to talk about from this article here is the fact that since they've been around so long, it's about time that the companies start changing what they do and how they incentivize like this new workforce.
Right.
And how we kind of make sure that that the worker don't just from one day to the other. For instance, maybe if they get sick or they get in an accident, all of a sudden their ability to make money is none. And so obviously that ties into the whole, do you pay for sick time? Do you pay for that kind of stuff? But then also one thing that the article is mentioning is that gig workers, in general terms, don't have any pension funds at all. People don't think about saving up for pensions because you're supposed to do that. As an independent contractor, you have to think about this yourself. Do all these things.
Although, yeah, you're right.
Whereas if you're an employee, a lot of these things are quote unquote given to you, right? I mean, if you think about this. How many people who are in a regular employment, if they didn't get the pension fund from there as a normal part of their package, do you think they would have pension savings themselves?
Well, what I was going to say, most companies don't do pensions anymore. It's all up to the employee.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Like, I know General Motors and a lot of the teachers' unions still have pensions, but no, they might have a 401k.
Well, but that's what I mean.
Yeah, but the company typically doesn't put money in there.
They'll match. Companies do a match.
Up to like 5%.
Well, yeah, but that's still free money.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no, they won't pay for it, but what I mean is they at least give you the opportunity to save up for it, and it's part of the business package you can agree for.
All right.
Most companies will do up to 3% because there's actually special tax benefits for companies in place for that.
Yeah.
So they will kind of to encourage that, they will do that. But my point is if that wasn't something that was offered from your employer, do you even think that you would think about doing it?
It's tough. I mean, I don't have any retirement from my employer. Like I have my financial advisor, and they pull out a bunch of money every month for my IRAs and stuff.
But you did that yourself. Right.
Yeah, I did that myself.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of people do that, and we did that. But I'm just saying, I think there's just as many people who would not do that,
correct,
regularly employed,
right,
if it wasn't offered from the company.
True.
So basically, going back to the gig economy is okay. How are we going to incentivize this new workforce, which is not really new anymore? It's been around for 20 years, but it's growing, and as we start out by saying is. It's changing. People don't want to do 9 to 5 anymore.
No.
People want freedom. They want the ability to do one thing one day, travel, and as they do their work, whatever it is. And it's interesting. And one thing that the article is, the person who wrote the article is definitely citing the growth of the internet has been a huge factor in the fact that this group of people, this new workforce is growing leaps and bounds.
Not only that, but with the pandemic, how many people are working from home?
Right.
And how many of those people could you be like, oh, maybe we'll make you an independent contractor because, you don't need to come in. You don't, it might be something to do for them too, to save a little money on bennies and stuff. Absolutely.
Well, exactly. But a lot of those people who, and they're people are saying basically, well, you got to come back to work, right? So now we're done. You got to come back to work, whatever. But a lot of people say, no, I don't want to.
I'll find a job that lets me work from home.
I'll just quit and I'll find a job that lets me work from home.
And now you could get a job anywhere right now.
Right.
So
another thing that the article is bringing up, which I thought was very cool, is day-to-day payment as a way of incentivizing that. And so the whole idea is that I will do 8 hours worth of work today, and tomorrow morning, those 8 hours will be paid for in my bank account. And I think you brought up an excellent point as you were talking about that pre-show, was the fact that some, maybe not a lot, but some is going to be dependent on that payment.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately is kind of a shame, right? So are we going to have a situation where people are living paycheck to paycheck, not on a weekly basis, but they're going to wake up in the morning, and if they don't work that day, they won't eat?
It's the same thing, though.
Sure.
But let's take a different advantage. It's the same as
people are
living
get even
paycheck
worse
to
at
paycheck.
budgeting.
Well, my point is, though, think about this, though. I thought about a good advantage that just popped into my head. What about those people that can't make it stretch for that week, but then maybe it would keep them, if they got paid every day, it would keep them out of the check cashing places and stuff like that, where they just take advantage of people so bad. So maybe if if I work tomorrow, I get paid and I can pay my bill or whatever. So
no, that's true.
But Well, thank you for that. I think it's important. We'll see what the Biden administration does with that. Obviously, they want the unions. They're pro-union and all that stuff. So,
Well, exactly. I think the big question here that we didn't really go into a whole lot is, should this be something that the government should be put rules in place
yeah,
for?
we don't want that.
Or should it be the companies themselves coming up ways, finding ways of incentivizing this workforce,
but not making you an employee?
Right.
Exactly.
What's going to be the best? How can we get the best of both worlds? How can we stay with the flexibility and still be, just as effective for the companies?
I'd be interested if you were doing gig full time, right? And Uber said, okay, if you work for us a certain amount of hours every month, you'll earn 1 day off. Would you? I mean, people would be over the moon for that, right? Like, well, you'd earn
but
whatever.
It would have to be that you can take this day off, and I'm still going to pay you for it.
No. Yeah, you wouldn't earn a day off. You'd basically get 1 day paid, whatever your average daily earning is. Let's say it's $50. All of a sudden, you'll just get an extra $50 a month in your check because you stayed working with us this many hours. See, I think people would be super excited about that.
And I think so too, but I don't think Uber will ever do that.
No.
Because what Uber is dependent on, which I think is, and it's stupid, right? They're depending on new drivers signing up, and not really knowing the system,
right?
Because that's how they survive.
Yeah,
they have no interest in paying us what we should
loyalty.
be, what we are worth. No, nothing.
Yeah, but it would be worth it if they could keep all of us independent contractors. The government starts sticking their nose in it, then they might, they're going to be forced to do something whether they like it or not. Whether they do it themselves or if the government makes them.
Well, yeah, but the problem with that, though, and you're probably right. The problem with Uber, though, is they're that big that do they really care?
No.
They won't be forced to do anything until at least 10 years from now, and then it's somebody else's problem.
I'm waiting for a gig company to actually be awesome to their people.
Right.
I've yet to find it. Now, of course, there's Curry and Lunder and all that. I haven't really worked for them yet, so I can't say anything. But it's just the ones that I have worked for,
right?
I've not been real happy of how they've operated things.
No, and Lyft isn't really that much better than Uber.
And clearly, it must be good enough that I stay doing it. But then what some punk said earlier, people want to work when they want. I even don't like doing Amazon routes just because they're telling me when to work. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you got to work. You got to pick this block up at 2. Well, it's pick it up at 2. You have to have them all delivered by 9. Don't care when you do it, how you do it. But
well, and I think, you said back to, working full time for Uber and Lyft. You do okay, though. That's the thing. You do okay.
I thought about it just because I love the flexibility.
Right.
But man, it just, as we said before, it just murders your car.
Sure.
Murders it. And I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest with you. But all right, let's move on. Good talk. So this is something I saw pop up. I don't know where, but this is interesting. As when you drive the night crowd, you find a lot of phones. And someone sent a screenshot that says, iPhone remains findable after power off. Find My helps you locate this iPhone when it's lost or stolen, even after power off. So we always said power off your phone so they can't track you down. Ben's found his kid's phone through that tracker. So that shit's incredibly accurate. So just throw it out the window.
But is it just doing the last location?
I don't know. I didn't read into it.
Because that I don't know.
I assuming it is, maybe. But it's just, my point is,
because otherwise there would have to be a small charge still on.
Of course. Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to research it a little more, but just so you know, I would power the phone off as a new driver. If you're out there, if you do get a phone, I would power it off, because Ben's had people come to his house and knock on the door at like 3:30 in the morning. It's that accurate. So I would just power it off. According to this,
with a police officer once.
Yeah. According to this, they can still find it, but that makes a good point. If there's no power source, it's just going to give the last location. If you drive away, that doesn't really work. But anyways, so before we move on to a Lyft lady freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about our production company, Hey Guys Media Group. We actually, Jesper and I, and then our partner Ben, have a company that helps people start podcasting. So if you are interested in starting a podcast, we can help you from scratch all the way to just some regular editing. The link is in the description. We would love to help you start your podcast. We did have one guy reach out to me once and said he wanted to start a gig economy podcast. I'm like, sorry, man.
We can't help with that.
If you start up and you become a podcaster in that, hit me up. We'll collab together, but I'm not gonna promote you unless you're already established on your own. And maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I should have took the money and run, but
different market, maybe. I don't know.
Well, podcasts are worldwide, so that the world is our market. But yeah, if you go to heyguysmediagroup.com and click the forum if you're interested in any of that, we'd love to do that.
And if you can't get on the website, just contact us, either Facebook or wherever, and we would love to talk to you.
Yeah. And then also, if you are a business owner out there and looking to sponsor your product, typically it would be something, obviously we have our local mechanic, which is great because most of our audience is Grand Rapids, but we can work with somebody that has an app or something like that. Yep. Just reach out to us. We'd love to help. Steve Cornhole. All right, so I actually was lazy the other day and ordered some DoorDash. I don't know where my family was.
You just jumped over mine.
Did I? Where?
Yeah. The lady that freaked out.
I'm a dumbass.
You were just saying that, and now you're like,
know.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay. So before we do that, I'm a dumbass. We're going to watch this lady freak out on this guy. I'm sure you may have seen this, but...
I'm happy I don't do Lyft.
Since when? All right, here we go.
I'm just trying to ask him to go to speed limit is all.
I'm saying I'm gonna go.
Oh. Okay. Okay. All right.
The car now.
Well, you got to. Hey, you're gonna have to open that trunk.
Shit.
I'm not going anywhere until you open that
We're
trunk.
gonna get a copyright infringement.
Get out.
I just realized there was music
Nope.
behind it. Oh well, who cares?
You're gonna have to get my bag out of your car.
She's freaking out. She's on the freaking highway. I know our live
All I want
listeners
was my
can't
bag.
hear us,
But she was doing 80.
Thank you.
was she?
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm just asking her to go the speed limit. That's what he was saying. And she was speeding.
I got it all on camera too, everything.
Me too.
Tennessee. Watch her take off. She peels out.
Oh, yeah.
She dropped this guy off right on the side of the road.
Oh, yeah. And see this? The end is good.
That just happened to me.
That's incredible. I cannot believe that happened.
And he started by saying, "I'm just trying to make you go the speed limit, ma'am."
So I don't want to throw her. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, Steve. She is barefoot. She was driving barefoot. I don't want to completely throw her under the bus or him. We don't know what happened when he started recording. Like, there could have been he could have been a complete sea-sucker before that. I doubt it because she really flipped her lid, but there's possibility that he was kind of being a jerk. And she was driving barefoot, which is... Have you ever tried to drive barefoot when you wear shoes all the time when you drive? Have you ever jumped in your car, run to the gas?
Oh, yeah, I drive barefoot all the
You
time.
do? It's so weird. I got to move the seat 6 inches forward.
I used to drive in the wintertime in my slippers.
Oh, yeah, you come over here in your slippers. I mean, I guess if you're just coming, but what, A to B and that's it,
yeah.
but that's hilarious.
Yeah, I did that. But, what was more interesting is, I want to know is what was sitting on the seat next to her.
What do you mean?
Her car had that warning tape all the way before the front and the
I
back.
think it was a Halloween thing, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's a little early for that.
I think she had done it because she didn't want people sitting next to her, according to the whole COVID thing, warning tape and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
could be.
oh
That's
my
funny.
word.
I was thinking Halloween, but you're right. This was probably posted way earlier. So, well, she seemed like
kind
fun.
of.
She seemed fun.
She needs a shot of whiskey or something.
Yeah.
Calm down.
She had a bad day. Okay. So this one is me. I ordered DoorDash. Like I said, I can't remember where my family was, but I ordered 5 Guys. So this is the...
Was that Hey Guys or Five Guys?
That is the only joke that 3 people in the world know. Oh my gosh. So this was the text from Matthew. You can text an app now. It doesn't actually go through the text messaging system. He says, Jason, I'm the guy grabbing your Five Guys order. It gives me some emojis. I said, thanks. He said, no problem, amigo. See you soon. And then he says, here I come. Get ready for that burger. Like it's funny. So I really kind of enjoyed the interaction. I was glad he did that and everything. And I should stop and talk to these guys, but I don't. I'm a weirdo in the house and let him deliver it. But then this is what he posted for his picture that he delivered it. But do you see a problem with this? Do you see a problem with this picture?
He's not wearing a mask.
Well, I don't care about that. What else? There's one other thing.
Oh, yeah. I see it now.
What?
How did you get the burger?
Exactly. He put it in front of my freaking door. He's so nice. But yet, Matthew, you put it in front of my door. So when I opened the door, it did knock over. But it was just a burger and fries. But oh, Matthew, what are you doing, brah? But he was a nice guy. I really appreciated the interaction. It was kind of cool. He made it fun. I didn't tip him anymore because I pre-tipped, so it's not like I added another tip. But I should be soliciting these guys. Can I write that off as a business expense?
Absolutely.
Oh, I can? I can order DoorDash and then say,
so
here, watch the show.
We should do research.
Research.
It's research.
Exactly. So thank you, Matthew. If you ever hear this, we appreciate it. Just don't put food in front of the door. That is a rookie mistake, my friend.
So this is a post, and I'm part of the Uber drivers forum on Facebook, and he goes, "Hi y'all, I'm excited to be a new driver and would love your input. What do you think is the best for keeping expenses?"
You can't even get through it.
If I'm keeping expenses low but reliability and income high. And the first comment was, "Quit."
I'm disappointed. There's only one laughy face with that. Oh my gosh.
It was like the best.
You hate to say it, but sometimes that's true.
Just don't do it, man.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But I mean, she asked the question, right? What's the best for keeping expenses low and reliability and income high? It's like,
see, it's true though. If you go back to our conversation about new drivers, they're like they don't understand any of that stuff. Like you'd be better off just staying home.
I know. Stand
on the corner. Bag.
That might be more reliable.
Yeah,
in Grand Rapids.
I think it would be. Oh man. Next up, this is kind of a tech thing, but we talked about it, or a banking thing. We talked about it earlier. It looks like Stride is partnering with Payfare, and basically you're going to be able to get paid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's instant.
Right.
And I know Curry right now, it's instant. You get paid after each job.
Wow.
And it's within seconds, Steve said. You go to the bank or look on your bank app, it's there. So it's not per day. It's the instant you do a job, they send the payment.
So you don't even have to click,
no.
Give me the money.
No, you don't have to do any of that. But I think that's great. I can't believe it. But so, yeah, that's basically all this is about, that they're going to make it easier for people to pay or get paid sooner. Because like right now, if you do a payout on Uber, doesn't it take like a day or two? It may be different now.
No. We should do the instant payout on the Uber's card. It's
pretty well on Uber's card, not to your bank though.
Correct. But that's because it's not dependent on the bank's system.
That's true. That's a good point. It's the bank that's holding that up. So I wonder if you will have to use Stride Bank, or if you
I'm sure you do. I mean, I mean, you would have to use one of their bank cards. I mean, it's the same thing that we talked about. What was that app we had an interview with a couple months back?
Moves?
Yeah.
Moves
so they do the same thing, right? Trying to make this to be the bank card for gig workers, where you can get your money right away and that kind of stuff. And they went one step further, which was I thought was interesting. Is they would do like a paycheck advance program. So if you needed money, they would have let you advance
at like 1%, right, or 3%,
whatever
3%.
It was. It was very cheap, at least. But so if you have that, the need. Let's say you do get sick or whatever it is.
Yeah,
you have the ability to kind of get that payout. So that was kind of cool. But it's all about what that article earlier too was. How do you incentivize your workforce?
Right.
And this is certainly right aligned with that.
I think if I was a gig worker full time, I would use that debit card for my whole life. Like, because if you get it into that card, okay, that's great. Then you have to transfer it to your bank. Well, then there's a hold there again. So it's
Right.
So if you use that card for everything, like which I've never done that yet.
And if you do that too, I mean, your taxes is gonna be so much easier.
Yeah,
because you'll
true.
know exactly all the stuff you spent on gas. Well, if you do itemized, taxes and all
Right.
that stuff. So,
Well, the quicker people can get paid, the better. So I'm glad companies are starting to do that. Speaking of getting paid, we would love for you to, where's my slide? Join us on Patreon. I like Eddie. He's like asking for all this extra stuff on Patreon. He's like, do a video about the studio and put it to Patreon. I'm like, that's actually a good idea. That would be fun. We never get requests in there. People just, all right, I'll show you a video of that amazing organized desk right there.
Yeah, maybe not do that one.
Hey, it's for Patreon. That's where you get the special perks. But if you can go to patreon.com and search the Gig Economy Podcast, you can sign up for a $5 tier.
So my question though is, are you going to do it while you're in your underwear?
I will, but you won't see me.
I think that might be more important. People
Well,
want to
that's
see.
for my OnlyFans.
That's your only.
The business is not collecting money from me from my OnlyFans account. Anyways, patreon.com, search the Gig Economy Podcast, a $5 tier and a $10 tier. The $5 tier gets you the extra pre-banter show. The $10 tier gets you an extra podcast a month. The third month you get... you need to talk more tonight, Jesper, because I'm running out. The third month you get...
just laughing at some punk's comment.
I'm sure it's hilarious. You get a t-shirt on the third month, and et cetera, et cetera. So what did he have to say? Ball slapping fun.
Ball slapping fun.
All day long. All day
long. The next one here is another, I think it's a Reddit. I don't know.
No, this is Facebook.
Facebook, okay.
Actually.
So basically, it's in a group, Uber Eats delivery drivers. And I'm sorry, we forgot to strike out your name, Megan. So,
who cares?
Yeah, I know. So basically, this is all about, somebody going above and beyond with his deliveries. And I just don't even know if it's ever worth it. I tried doing the whole giving up, extra waters and candy in my car and stuff. I didn't get any extra out of it. It wasn't worth it. But basically, this one here is he's saying, I've been delivering for 6 weeks. I made some amateur mistakes and also run into some a-holes. So my rating dropped from 98 to 93 in 2 weeks. I wanted to get my Uber Eats ratings back up before the first, and I did. I did it in 2 days, in fact. I started handing out these with every delivery and got a bunch of thumbs up over the last 2 days. Basically, I bought a bag of peppermints and 3 boxes of fruit snacks and little bags with ties off Amazon. Bought the stickers off Etsy. Customers are always appreciative of this small token of my appreciation. I hope this helps someone else. So you get a small goodie bag with a sticker on the front, and
I love the sticker. It's
well,
really cool.
and it's very cool, very professional. The problem is that bag is going to cost at least $1 to make.
Well, see,
and
here's the problem. So she's worried. She's not even talking about tips. She's worrying about thumbs up.
Right.
This is where a rookie comes in and doesn't realize thumbs up don't get you paid, girl.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. You just do the best you can. Now, if Uber let you, let's say this was for rides, favorite a driver, and you could do that,
right,
and you know that client's going to come back to you, totally different game.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally different game.
Yes.
But just for somebody that you're delivering an Uber Eats order to, it's not worth it. But I like her enthusiasm. And in fact, the comments weren't that bad when I thought for sure she was going to get slaughtered in there. But most people were pretty supportive.
Well, and I think it's fine if she wants to and the things is worth it. But I don't think she's going to see that money ever again. It's not an investment that's going to pay off.
No, but my point is she's looking at the thumbs up. She's not even asking about the money. So
right.
If I could give any advice, don't do it. If you want to do it, that's fine too. Like, go for it. I'm not gonna knock you down, but don't expect these amazing results from it.
No results.
No results. This is kind of interesting. It doesn't surprise me. This is from Leo, one of our Patreon members. Thank you, Leo. Lyft is bringing back the subcompact vehicles. But I think both Lyft and Uber got rid of those, right? My guess is they just need anyone they can to drive.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, don't give a shit. We're bringing them back again. which I don't know why they got rid of them either. Anyways, although I think there should be like a warning when you order a Lyft when you get a subcom. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they should like, hey, just let you know this is a smaller car. If you're okay with that, it's cool that he's going to come. Because I mean, me and you getting in the back of a Honda Fit. I mean,
No.
that ain't happening.
No.
I mean, it's happening, but we're going to be touching a lot of stuff.
And we ain't leaving.
No, you're going to have to peel us out of there. So I guess my only thing, I'm glad they're bringing it back, but I wish they could say, hey, by the way, this is a subcompact car if you don't want it.
Smaller vehicle, yeah.
Because I'd be pissed if it was like me, you, and Ben, and we ordered a Lyft, and that Honda Fit shows up. You're like, oh, hell no. Or we'd be like, all right, can you record this, us getting in?
Or do the comfort. I mean.
Yeah. But I don't know, Lyft, at least in Grand Rapids, doesn't have that, right? Or do they have Lyft Comfort? It's been so freaking long. Well, I know my car doesn't apply to any of those. So
your car is too old for anything.
Piece of shit. Okay. Is this yours, Jesper? Oh, God, I cannot wait to talk about this one.
This is another Lyft Uber thing.
From Detroit.
Brittany
could actually hear about this.
If you're in here, thank you so much for getting me home safely. Single-handedly, the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. 5 stars. Above and beyond. I'm so sorry for puking in the car. I paid the $150 and tipped you $50. Hands down, best driver there ever was. So grateful for you. I'm so sorry. So basically, somebody puked in the car. And
Brittany puked in the car.
She's
like calling her own self out. She's clearly a driver too.
And Rashad took her home. And
well, so I saw it said your ride was $101. So I'm wondering if the $150 hasn't cleared yet.
Well, that's including the tip.
Yeah, but the $150's not in there.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I thought that was incredible. Like she was like, "Hey, I'm a piece of shit. I'm so sorry." But like posting it in the group, because clearly she must be a driver. I mean, I guess you could still get in that group and not be a driver. But I was like, look at you, Brittany. You're like, you took care of that. I guess she must be a driver because of her going above and beyond for this guy.
But don't you think also, I mean, we've done that before too. Whenever we take I mean, not that you've ever puked in my car, but whenever I took you home or whatever, you would always, like, I think when you work in the industry, you go above and beyond to make sure that if you meet somebody who actually does the job right, you will let them know and you tip.
Yeah, every time I picked up service workers, for the most part, they all tipped. Or later at night when the bartenders were getting out, if I was out really late, like 3:30, they always tipped really good.
You get cash tips though.
Well, yeah, that's what I want. I don't want anything in the app. So, last story, and then we'll be done. It's not even an hour yet. So this is from UberLiftDrivers.com. If you ever want some news stories, go there, and that's Steve's website, and then you can get his podcast there too. But Deliveroo and Uber Eats couriers are renting out their jobs to alleged illegal immigrants, online investigation has revealed. So drivers and couriers from both firms are advertising their jobs in private Facebook groups and not taking the necessary precaution of vetting who they sub-hire. So this is what's weird. The companies allow couriers who are self-employed to sublet their accounts to people, given they carry out the necessary checks on their substitute. So we're allowed to sub it out? That's basically what that's saying.
Yeah, but
this is in France, Belgium, and Italy, it says. It literally says the companies allow couriers who are self-employed to sublet their accounts to people, given they carry out necessary checks on their substitute, but Deliveroo doesn't ask for confirmation that this happens. Uber Eats asks for proof of right to work along with a substitute's driver's license within 24 hours. They also say riders must inform restaurants of the change. I don't know. Can somebody confirm or deny you can rent your Uber Eats account?
Well, apparently they do.
I don't know. It's very interesting. It doesn't look like anywhere in the United States, but I thought it was.
It's too weird.
Well, to me, the story isn't them subletting to illegal aliens. The story to me is the subletting. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Yep.
I mean, maybe that's something that. Steve says you can let others use your account. I don't think you can.
Well, you can, but is it legal?
Yeah, but how do you do that? If you're going to use my Uber Eats account,
right?
You have to change the picture, like, to do it legit. I don't understand how you would do that.
Well, I mean, you can just do if you want to cheat the system, you can take a
photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're gonna.
But how many people actually cares about the damn photo?
No, but would the platform care for it? Like if I go change my photo to you, they're probably gonna throw.
They're not gonna do that. You're just gonna take a photo of your picture of yourself. Here, it's a picture. Hold it up if you need to take it.
No, I okay. So we might be talking about different things. I'm talking like in the States, in Grand Rapids.
Right.
How would it legally be done with?
Not legally.
Okay. Well, they're acting like
That's against the terms of service.
Right, but this article says that they are allowed to do it. That's my point.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think it's weird. Like,
correct.
It doesn't happen in Michigan. But
well,
Jamie Lynn says they restrict the number of drivers over there, so that's probably why they sub that stuff out. But I thought that was interesting. I still would like to know.
It's weird
if you can actually do that legitly. But
no, well, maybe. Obviously, it says you can.
Well, this is from Steve's website. I mean, take this with a grain of salt. This thing is so filled with malware. It's incredible. Just kidding. Anyways, so guys, we are done. We are coming to a screaming halt as Yesler just went.
See, that was a good show.
It was a good show. Yeah. So I appreciate it. I will post TNCradio.live, I think it is. But I'll post all that. We'd love to have some of you call in, talk about. We're just going to be talking about stories and all that stuff. And it'd be cool to get as many people on there as we can. Friday night, I will confirm on the time. But obviously, when you listen to this podcast, it'll be next Friday. But if you're watching live, it'll be this Friday. So have a good night, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Stay safe, and we love you all. Except Jesper. Bye.
Not very nice. You don't love me?
Too late. I already ended it. Well, it's on this part. So have a good night, guys.